Yeah? Hello and welcome back to Allie Bakes. Now today we're going to try something a little bit crazy. I've been watching a lot of the Food Network Christmas Baking Championship and I've been feeling really inspired to do something a little wild. So today we are making Baked Alaska, which Baked Alaska I feel like is something that's in everyone's vernacular, but I didn't really know what it was until recently. Baked Alaska is a caramelized meringue on top of ice cream on top of a cake. How do you keep ice cream from melting when it's on top of a cake underneath a caramelized meringue? We're gonna find out together. So let's get started.
As usual, all ingredients will be listed in the description box.
So I'm getting real crazy and I'm gonna make 2 different flavors of ice cream. So Baked Alaska, it can really be any kind of flavors you want and any kind of cake that you want and any kind of meringue that you want. So today I'm doing a chocolate cake with chocolate ice cream, coffee ice cream, and then just a traditional Swiss meringue on top. So we are starting by making our chocolate ice cream.
The base for this ice cream starts with heavy cream and Dutch processed cocoa powder. We're gonna heat that up over the stove until it gets hot and steamy. And yes, I have been MIA for 2 weeks, but not without good reason. My husband and I took a trip to Bryce Canyon National Park as well as Grand Canyon National Park, where we did a rim-to-rim hike from the south down to the bottom, all the way up to the North Rim. I was feeling so ambitious that I even tried to film an Allie Bakes during our Grand Canyon hike.
Hello and welcome back to Allie Bakes in the Grand Canyon. So we are about 1.52 miles down the South Kaibab Trail. We got a long way to go, but we're taking you alongside us on the trip. We're gonna eat some fruit leather. We're gonna sweat, and it's gonna be great.
If you haven't noticed, I did not finish that video because I was too concerned trying to crawl out of that goddamn hole in the ground alive.
Why is it called Baked Alaska? The dessert Baked Alaska is named after the United States acquisition of Alaska from Russia in 1867. The name was supposedly coined in 1876 at Delmonico's restaurant in New York City. However, the original recipe at Delmonico's was called Alaska, Florida, to represent the combination of the heat and the cold. The name Baked Alaska became popular after Fannie Farmer's Boston Cooking School cookbook was purchased in 1896. So we're gonna add 6 ounces of our semi-sweet chocolate chips, and we're gonna add another cup of our heavy cream.
And then mix until well combined.
This is going to get transferred to a bowl. And we're just gonna let it vibe while we move on to part 2.
This next part is the custard base of the ice cream, which is whole milk, granulated sugar, and a pinch of salt in a saucepan on the stove. My recipe says to let it come up until slightly warm, whatever that means.
That could be slightly warm. I play guitar, so I have no sensation in my fingertips whatsoever. That could be 100 degrees and I'd have no idea.
After that comes up to quote-unquote slightly warm, you're going to begin to temper your egg yolks by pouring part of the mixture into them and giving them a stir.
This is so when you put the egg yolks in the hot milky sugar mixture, they don't turn into scrambled eggs. And I have a long running history documented on this channel of turning things into scrambled eggs. So
once you've tempered your egg yolks, you'll add them back into your sauce pot and then let this turn into a custard. You're looking for about 170 degrees or until it thickens. After that, you're gonna pour it through a strainer into your chocolatey sauce and stir to combine. The chocolate ice cream is finished for now. We're gonna let that chill in the fridge and then get cooking on our coffee ice cream, which starts the exact same way. granulated sugar, heavy cream, a little bit of salt. Only difference is this time we are going to add whole coffee beans and let those steep to infuse our ice cream base with a coffee flavor. And by this time the chocolate should be cooled down enough to add it to your ice cream machine.
Why is it chunky? I don't know what that is. That looks like cocoa to me. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm very fancy. Oh my god, what the hell? What is that? It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, we gonna let her cook.
Turning our attention back to our coffee ice cream, after those beans have steeped, you're gonna bring them back up to a steamy temperature, and then once again temper your eggs with your coffee bean goo. Add your egg yolks back into your ice cream base and then bring the entire thing up to a simmer on the stove. Again, you want this to reach about 170 degrees, or you want it to coat the back of a spoon.
Oh, she splooged.
You're gonna pour your custard into a bowl of heavy cream that is sitting on ice, or ice packs, if you forgot to make ice.
Okay, I'm gonna mix this together. I'm also gonna add in just a little bit of vanilla. And then in here I have some instant espresso powder and a little bit of water just to amp up that coffee flavor a little bit more. In the fridge to cool while we wait for our chocolate to get done. We'll do a little ice cream switcheroo and then we'll get ready to make the cake. I'll see you shortly.
Now, even though it went in the machine a little chunky and funky, maybe a little bit skunky, it came out perfect. So I'm gonna put this in my ice cream receptacle and then do the exact same thing with my coffee ice cream.
It literally smells like the inside of a Starbucks. Why is it stuck? Oh. It smells like a Starbucks. That's crazy. I just eat that. I don't need the rest of this drama. I can just eat that.
After the ice cream was finished, I put both of them in the freezer to solidify a little bit more before we build our desserts.
Okay, so now we are making the cake base of our baked Alaska. So we're starting with some flour. I like this recipe because you only need one bowl, which I'm all about.
We're gonna add 2 cups of granulated sugar and again some Dutch processed cocoa powder.
Oh, and if you haven't guessed, we're making a chocolate cake to go with our chocolate ice cream. Chocolate and coffee is really just an A-tier combo. So I figured even if my baked Alaska does not look like a baked Alaska, or it melts, or catches on fire, or explodes or something, at least it'll taste good.
This recipe uses both a teaspoon and a half of baking soda and baking powder.
This is the secret chocolate cake ingredient. Even if you don't want it to be coffee flavored, the espresso kind of works like salt in a way that it like makes your it makes your chocolate cake taste more like chocolate.
Go ahead and give your dry ingredients a stir until thoroughly combined, and then we're going to add 2 eggs, just a little bit of vanilla, and then a half cup of vegetable oil. This also gets 1 cup of whole milk, and then a nice stir to combine.
Okay, I said the espresso powder was the secret trick. This is actually the real trick. You're gonna boil a cup of water and add it to your batter. And this is gonna make your cake super duper moist.
Your cake batter is going to be really runny, and that's okay. That's what we want. Just make sure you bang the hell out of it after you pour it in your pan to get rid of any air bubbles.
Okay, that's gonna bake for 30 to 35 minutes, and then it's gonna chill in the fridge for like an hour. So I'll see you in like 90 minutes.
Okay, as you can tell, I might have taken a little too long of a nappy nap, and now it's dark outside, but it is time to assemble our desserts. I have these tiny springform pans that I put a layer of saran wrap over so the ice cream doesn't stick. I'm gonna start by layering some chocolate and then our coffee ice cream and smashing it down flat. Now this is some real big brain stuff here that I came up with. I'm gonna cut out a circle of our cooled cake, cut it in half, and now I have the perfect size little cake top hat for my desserts that I'm just gonna shove on top of the ice cream. After that, I'm gonna cover the entire thing tightly in saran wrap so the cake doesn't dry out, and then these are gonna go in the freezer overnight. The next day, it was meringue time, so I'm gonna start by whipping up a pinch of cream of tartar with a cup of room temperature egg whites until they are nice and foamy. Once your egg whites kind of look like soap and they've gained a little bit of volume, you're gonna start to gradually add in 1 cup of granulated sugar. Once all of the sugar is added, you are gonna crank up your mixer to high and then let this go until stiff peaks form.
That looks pretty stiff to me.
You'll end up with this beautiful glossy meringue that you're gonna put into a piping bag so you can pipe it on top of your baked Alaska. And you can use any kind of piping tip you want. I just used a little star one because I thought it would look nice. I don't know. Now, if you did your saran wrapping right, these should dislodge from their little springform tombs pretty easily. Little wrinkly, but still nice.
Please, please. There we go.
There's really not a rhyme or reason to how I decorated these. I just kind of went off of pictures that I've seen. Sometimes they're spiky, sometimes they're smooth, sometimes people do little whirlies. My biggest thing was I just wanted them to be covered so the ice cream wouldn't start to melt. Probably would have been easier to decorate these on 2 separate plates, but guys, I hate doing dishes. Let me tell you, absolutely hate it.
Well, I might as well put nipples on the top and make them look like boobs. Oh well, it's fine. Okay, this is gonna go in the freezer, just to solidify that outer layer of meringue. Oh man. I'll see you guys in like an hour. Okay, listen. They look kind of good. Okay. So I have this torch. Okay, are you gonna explain to me how to use this? Can you talk me through this? Do I have to unscrew this towards me or away from me?
Oh, I don't hear it. Click it.
I do it towards me?
No. Away. You can hear the gas and then click.
Am I oh, it was the cap.
Click.
Okay. Okay, how do I turn it off? I'm just gonna keep going until you tell me how to turn it off.
Well, all the
Towards
way.
me?
All the way.
That was scary. But we did it.
Now, I was a little nervous to see the interior of this bad boy. I really think with desserts, what separates the men from the boys is the cleanliness of your cross-section. And listen, I had a pretty dang clean cross-section, if I do say so myself.
Listen, I'm pretty bad at a lot of stuff, but I kind of did that. I mean, the homemade ice cream is really doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but the cake is perfect. And the meringue is kind of like really awesome icing. Like, it's like the nice fluffy texture of icing, but it's not overly sweet at all. Just the meringue by itself. It's kind of like whipped cream, but better. Quite impressed with my flavors and my textures. And I know this was kind of like a 2-day ordeal, but all things considered, I think this looks pretty impressive, and it really wasn't that hard. So if you want to do something crazy for Thanksgiving dessert, go for it. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And I didn't burn down my house. I'm gonna take the W on that one.
Thank you guys for stopping by and being a little bit fancy with me this week with our Baked Alaskas. As usual, thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you in the next one.